Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the INLABX Boxing Simulator X1 Pro. So stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the INLABX Boxing Simulator X1 Pro training device. INLABX is a company based out of Kazakhstan, and this Boxing Simulator X1 Pro caught my eye a couple of months ago as I was looking at ways to help with conditioning and increasing the strengthening of my arms, my forearms, my wrist, all the way down to my knuckles. And that's essentially what this device helps with. So just to show you what this includes when you order this, when you order from INLABX, the device itself costs $20. They do free worldwide shipping if you do purchase these, and it comes with two of them right here. You can see it uses a hard kind of rubberized plastic with the tips right there. So you use this while you're in the push-up position, which I'll demonstrate here in a second. And it's, again, relatively a simple device, really ingenious in what it does. And then on the back side, that actually slides over your middle and index finger where you can grip it, and you can obviously create a fist. So that's that. Those are the two devices, one for each hand. It also comes with the X1 simulator packaging, INLABX X1 maximum potential of your punching power. Only 45 seconds of training a day, boxing, UFC, MMA. That's just kind of the label. And then it comes with the instructions. So I'm not gonna read everything on here just because there's so much to go with, but just to kind of show you what it includes right there. Boxing Simulator X1 Pro user manual basically shows you how to position your hand at the very top to get into the push-up position. And when you're doing it, you kind of use a corkscrew motion, much like how you turn your punches over when you're throwing your punch. So this exercise right here, when you're doing a push-up, essentially helps with your punching power as well as the stability in your muscles, your ligaments, and your tendons while you're doing that. And then you can also do exercises where you actually tilt the simulator, and that helps strengthen the ligaments and the tendons in your wrist to help develop that. And then also just shows you the different positions. You can also do one-arm planks to really help with the stability as well as your core. But essentially, this is a great device just to strengthen your entire arms, your shoulders, to help you gain punching power, as well as to help with durability. It also conditions your knuckles. So when you actually put these on and you slide this hand, you might feel some initial discomfort from your knuckles kind of butting up against this hardened plastic material. At least I did at first, where I felt some discomfort when I was doing my push-ups, because you're putting a lot of weight on that, but it's actually supposed to hurt a little bit. And by me saying that is somewhat similar to like what Muay Thai fighters do when they condition their shins to kind of deaden the cells in the area around their shins, because that's just kind of get rid of that. It's the same kind of concept here. When you're using this and you're doing this every day, the repetition of doing it will eventually kind of callus over your knuckles and get rid of that painful sensation that you initially feel. So that's kind of the premise behind it. It's, to me, a great device because of how inexpensive it is, and the simplicity of it really makes it really nice. It kind of makes you wonder, like, damn, why didn't I think about this idea before? So it's really cool in that respect. So I'll demonstrate to you guys the exercise that you can do with this device, and you can kind of see how much more difficult it is to do a standard push-up with this than it is to do without it. Again, I just slide it right over. I'll get into the push-up position, and then I'll show you guys from there. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to use this device. It's really simple. You just get yourself in the push-up position. Obviously, you place this over your index and your middle finger for both of these X-1 Pros. It only slides on one way, and if you guys see, the word Pro is actually at the bottom of my fingers when it's facing down. If you go the other way, it's not going to work properly because the ergonomics of the grip is going to be off. So just make sure that when you're using it, you have it in the correct positioning. So that's going to slide over your hands. Depending on the width of your push-up will determine what kind of muscles you're activating. Obviously, a wider grip typically activates the outer part of your pectoral muscles. Closer it is to your body, you're typically activating the lower pectorals, and a little bit closer, as far as the grip being more narrow, you're getting a little bit more of the triceps. Me, typically when I do push-ups, obviously I'm not doing it just for look good muscles, if they want to call it. I'm doing it for effectiveness and just increasing my overall physical strength. So I just go a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Now, when you start and you go down, your hands are going to be parallel. As you push up is when you rotate. So essentially what you're simulating is turning your punches over. So, you know, do however many reps you feel comfortable with. Everyone has different bodies. Some people can do a ton of push-ups. Some of you guys may not be able to do a lot. But this definitely will make your push-ups a lot more difficult. You'll also notice that you're going to get a little bit of pain in your knuckles. Some of you guys might have deadened cells in your knuckles already. You might not even feel it. It might be calloused over. So you're like, oh, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But some of you guys might get some initial pain, which is normal at first. The more you do this, the more your body will get used to it. Just kind of go through that pain period. So first you want to get yourself in that push-up position like I told you guys earlier. And as you rotate down, you want to rotate your hands, come back up. Rotate, come back up. And you can really see like how much my arms are shaking. And it definitely makes it a lot harder, and it forces my arms and my shoulders to use all the stabilizing muscles that I typically don't activate when I'm doing a regular push-ups with my hands flat, or if you're using a push-up bar. This makes it a lot harder because you're balancing. It's kind of like those exercises where you're standing on a balancing, like a Bosu ball to balance your body while you do like a squat. It's kind of like that. But for your hands and your arms, your shoulders, your chest. So you can just see how much more difficult it is using this boxing simulator. I mean, I literally could feel how much more effective it is all the way from my fist. My fist can feel it. My forearms, my arms, my shoulders, everything was really shaking because my body, even my core, my body was really working hard to keep this from flipping one way or the other. So you're constantly fighting it to make sure that you have perfect stability as you're going down and then pushing yourself back up. So, you know, they recommend doing this 45 seconds a day. Obviously me, I do it like I usually cut my push-ups in half. So say if I do 3 sets of 30 push-ups, I'll do like 3 sets of 15 push-ups. And then work my way up to a higher rep amount, obviously to your comfort level. But it definitely makes it a lot harder. I mean, you can see how these are really durable. Again, it's like a hardened rubberized plastic, so you don't have to worry about this like flattening out unless you use it like on concrete or something that's textured, which I don't recommend. Also, I would maybe avoid using this on carpet because carpet has some plushness to it, and it won't allow you to get the maximum benefit of this, that shaking around. The carpet helps you cheat a little bit because it kind of stabilizes this unit from getting the full maximum benefit. So definitely avoid carpet. I would avoid kind of like a rough concrete or asphalt. Try to go with something just kind of as flat as possible. And that way you get the full benefit and you don't wear out these little nubs on the bottom of these simulators. So you can do obviously the push-ups I was showing you guys earlier. Another thing you can do is you can actually cock the device to one side or the other. And what that does is it puts a little bit of strain on the ligaments and tendons in your wrist and helps strengthen that as well when you do push-ups this way. So again, you can do push-ups like that. And again, it's definitely more difficult and you're conditioning your knuckles, or you can kind of go with an outside position like that and do push-ups as well. So again, targeting different areas of your hands, wrists, forearms, and shoulders. And lastly, my personal favorite, and it's probably the hardest one to do, is the one-arm plank. And again, this is really putting a lot of pressure on one area and really forcing your body and your arms to use all of its muscles, engaging every single muscle in your body. So he obviously get in a plank position and try best to hold it. And then try to hold that in place. And this is the hardest one. See if I can get it. Oh. Whew. So you can see how hard that is. And you can really feel it on your knuckles right there. So, I mean, this device I've been using for, I think, a little over 2 weeks now. And I can definitely feel that my knuckles have gotten used to using these. I feel like they've calloused over a lot more also compared to how they looked before. Again, it's normal to get a little bit of discomfort while using these at first, because again, you're not used to it. But even a lot of my power shots that I'm doing when I'm doing my bag work, I feel like they're much more solid. I feel like my forearms are a lot more solid. Just all the way up to my shoulders, I feel like I've really engaged muscles that I didn't really engage before compared to doing a standard push-up. You know, compared to, I'll put these to the side, compared to standard push-ups where you just kind of have your hands flat like that. You know, obviously you're working your chest, shoulders, you know, all of the muscles you typically engage, triceps. It's flat, so it's a lot easier just to do these because the bottom where your hands are flat against the floor offers a lot more stability and it doesn't have you engage like the X-1 Pro Simulator does. So to me, this is a great device, man. I love the ingenuity in these type of products, especially I've noticed a lot of companies and boxing coaches and trainers, especially from areas like Kazakhstan, like devices like this, and even the Evnik by the Sadvakas family, are such simple devices, but for the sport of boxing and for combat sports, they're highly effective. They're simple to use. You can carry this in your bag, your gym bag with you. You know, it doesn't weigh anything really, and it does a great job of really activating more muscles than you typically would. Kind of reminds me a little bit of if you've ever done like push-ups with a TRX hanging device where you kind of put your feet up against like a like one of those boxes that people do box jumps on, and then you kind of hang with the TRX bands and you kind of go down for push-ups. It's kind of forcing your body to stabilize itself. It's really similar to that, except you don't need all that. You just need these two little things. So $20, free worldwide shipping. As usual, I'll put the link in the description box where you can purchase these. Highly recommended. I think this will definitely help increase your muscular endurance, as well as just give you better conditioning for your arms, your core, your wrists, your fists, basically everything from down here and below. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.